Good morning, students of class 7. Welcome back to the online classes. Already we had started our biology classes and the first chapter was tissues. In the previous class, you studied about that there are two types of plant tissues, meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. Meristematic tissues are those which are made up of cells that are actively dividing and it is found in the growing parts of the plant, whereas permanent tissues are those plant tissues which are made up of cells that have lost the power of division. Then we studied that permanent, about the characteristics of meristematic tissue. We studied about all the different types of meristematic tissue which are found in different parts of the plant according to their location, like apical meristematic tissue found at the tip. Then we studied about the lateral and intercalary meristems. Then we studied about the permanent tissues. Permanent tissues are made up of cells that have lost the power of division and it is of two types. What are they? Do you remember permanent tissues? We studied two types of permanent tissues are there. What are they? They are number one, simple tissues, and the second one is complex tissue. No? Simple tissues are the one which is made up of only one types of cells and it was further classified into two types. What are they? Dermal tissue and the ground tissue. This was, up to this much we had studied in the previous class. No? Simple tissue is divided into two types, dermal tissue and ground tissue. Ground tissue, we have to continue. Dermal tissue is the one which forms the protective covering of the plant. It is found in the epidermis. Example, we had studied that leaves epidermis contains the stomata through which exchange of gases occurs. Then in the root epidermis, the root hairs are produced which helps in the absorption of water and minerals from the soil. Now today we have to start with the ground tissue. Ground tissue forms the bulk of the plant tissue. Okay, ground tissue is the one which forms the bulk of the plant tissue and it is the one which forms the majority part. It is further divided into three types. What are they? The three types of ground tissues are number one, parenchyma. Number two, parenchyma. And the third one is sclerenchyma. Parenchyma, parenchyma and sclerenchyma. These are the three types of ground tissues. Then we have to study about in the ground tissues that these are the one which forms the bulk of the plant body. What are their functions? They help in the synthesis and storage. They help in the synthesis of food also, as well as in the storage of food. First you write, forms the bulk of the plant body. Forms the bulk of the plant body. About this ground tissue we are writing, okay? Ground tissue forms the bulk of the plant body. Yeah, ground tissue only we are doing. Ground tissue forms the bulk of the plant body and they are responsible for provide in short I will write mechanical strength. Provide mechanical strength to the plant, help in synthesis and storage of food, synthesis and storage of food. It helps in the synthesis and storage of food also. It provides mechanical strength, that is hardness to the plant, as well as provide store the food as well as help in the synthesis of food. Now next we have to do is types of ground tissues, that is parenchyma, parenchyma, sclerenchyma. One by one we have to study. Let's start with the parenchyma. Alright? Ground tissues are of how many types? Three types. Parenchyma, parenchyma and sclerenchyma. So first we have to do is parenchyma. Okay? Okay, see what type of cells are present in parenchyma tissue. Parenchyma tissue is made up of small spherical or oval cells. So cells are oval or spherical with intercellular space. I'll explain what is the meaning of this one. With intercellular space present between them. Intercellular space present between them. Okay, now look here. This is one of the parenchyma cells. Small, spherical, round in shape. This one also. This one also. This one also. Now you can see in between these cells, the gap is there. This one. This is called intercellular space. This one also. Here also, if I draw, see this one. This is called intercellular space. In between the cells, the gap is present. That's why it is called intercellular space is present between them. And the cells are oval or spherical in shape. Okay. Then number 2, the next characteristics of parenchyma tissue we can write. It is made up of living cells. The cells are living with a large vacuole and a nucleus. A nucleus is to us, so all these cells contains a very big vacuole inside them. Okay. A very big vacuole is there, and the nucleus is also present. This is the nucleus, the dot which I have drawn here. So they are the living cells. That's why they contain nucleus, because nucleus is the one which control all the metabolic and hereditary activities of the cell. So they are spherical or oval. They have large vacuole. They are the characteristics you have to learn. They have a large vacuole. They are spherical or oval in shape. They have a nucleus present inside them. This is the nucleus. Okay. This one is the vacuole. Vacuole, oval. Okay. And this one is the cell wall. What type of cell wall it has? Like, since it is a plant cell, the cell wall is thin. So thin cell wall is present. Thin cell wall is present. Means the cell wall which is present in the parenchyma cells, it is thin. It's not thick like the other ground tissues. Okay. Now where it is found? It is found in all parts of the plant. So it is found in the root, stem and leaves. Means in all parts of the plant. It is found in root, stem and leaves. This parenchyma tissue is found, or it runs along the root, stems as well as leaves. Now what is the function? One last point. The function of parenchyma tissue, it helps to synthesize and store food. So you can write here function of parenchyma tissue, and only one sentence is here. To synthesize, there is no place to write here. I will just write it on the top. To synthesize and store food. The function to synthesize. Synthesize means to make, to produce, and store food. So what is the function? If it is asked what is the function of parenchyma tissue? To make food as well as to store food inside them. Okay. So first ground tissue is parenchyma, in which the cells are small, spherical or oval, that is round in shape. The intercellular space present between them. They are living cells. They have got a very large vacuole or empty space inside them, and a nucleus is also present, and their cell wall is thin cell wall. They are the highlighted words. Where they are present, they are found in all parts of the plant, in all the organs, like in the roots, stems, leaves, everywhere. And what is the function? The function is to synthesize and store food. So hope you have understood this one. Now we move on to the next, that is parenchyma, the second ground tissue. Okay, the second ground tissue is parenchyma. Okay, now number 2. Parenchyma. Spelling you can check. Parenchyma. It is a type of ground tissue in which the cells are elongated or oval in shape. So it is made up of elongated or oval cells. Elongated means lengthwise elongated or oval cells. Oval cells are present with, so I will draw the diagram also here of parenchyma tissue. It is made up of cells which are elongated or oval, same like that parenchyma only I am drawing. Okay, elongated or oval. Now see, these all are the parenchyma cells. What type of cells they are? They are oval or elongated cells are present with no intercellular space. With no intercellular space means intercellular space is not present between them. Okay? Why? Because their cell wall is thick. Cell wall is thick. You can write the word thickened. At the corners means in the corner part the cell wall becomes thick. Why? Due to deposition of or due to the presence of cellulose which is impregnated with a substance called pectin. So cell wall is thickened at the corners due to the presence of cellulose impregnated with pectin, a substance called pectin, P-E-C-T-I-N. The substance which is deposited in the corners of the cell wall of parenchyma cell is pectin. Along with cellulose, pectin is also there. Okay, so what is the first point? Let's continue first. After that, we'll try to recall it. It is made up of the cell walls are thick, cellulose and pectin. Now, where it is found, the place where this parenchyma tissue is present. Parenchyma tissue is present in those parts of the plant, like it is found below the epidermis in stems of dicots. Found below the epidermis. What is epidermis? It is the name of the layer of cells in the stem of dicot plants. In the stem of dicots. So where is parenchyma found? It is found below the epidermis. Epidermis is the name of different layers of the cells. If you study the TS, you can see in the stem of dicot plant means the plants in which the seeds contain two cotyledons. So second ground tissue is parenchyma. It is made up of elongated or oval cells, and the cells have no intercellular space. You can see there is no gap present between them. Like this, if I have drawn a cell, this one also cell, the gap is not there. This one is not there. Why? Because it is already filled with pectin and cellulose. Understood now? Then cell wall is thickened at the corner. Only at the corner part the cell wall becomes thick. Why? It is due to the presence of cellulose which is mixed with or impregnated with pectin. And where is this type of tissue found? Parenchyma tissue is found below the epidermis in the stems of dicots. So this is also completed. Now we have to move to the next, that is third one. The third type of ground tissue is called sclerenchyma. So third type of ground tissue you have to do now. Okay, so third type of ground tissue is number 3, sclerenchyma. Alright, so sclerenchyma, it is made up of dead cells, and the cells of sclerenchyma, they have got their cell walls, thick cell walls, which contains a substance called lignin. So first point that you need to write about the sclerenchyma is it is made up of thick-walled cells. First point we can write, made up of thick-walled cells. There is no intercellular space here also, as I told, thick-walled cells. The cells are closely packed. Closely packed. And what type of cells they are? Dead cells, because nucleus is not there, with no intercellular space between them. With no intercellular space between them. Between the cells of sclerenchyma, there is no gaps or no intercellular space. The cells have very thick wall and they are closely packed. The cells are dead cells because they do not contain the nucleus. Now next point they have to write is the thickness is due to. Now why I had already told why they are thick. They are thick due to the presence of a substance called lignin. So you can write cell wall is thick due to a substance called lignin, Lignin. Lignin deposition is the one which makes the cell wall of sclerenchyma cells thick. And the next point, where it is found and what is the function. So where it is found, it is present in the hard parts of the plant, like in the seed coat. It is also present in the pulp of fruits, which provides grittiness to it. It is found in the fibers like cotton fiber, jute fiber. Okay, these are the places where sclerenchyma tissue is found. It provides mechanical strength to the plant. So next we have to write what is the function. And then types also we have to do. Function, it provides mechanical strength to the plant. It provides mechanical strength to the plant. Mechanical strength means it provides support to the plant so that the plant can withstand different types of conditions. Okay, like being now. Next we have to study how many types of sclerenchyma are there. Sclerenchyma tissue is made up of two types of cells are there. Two types of cells. What are they? Number one, it is known as fibers, and the second one is called sclerites. Fibers and sclerites. What are they? These two are the cells of sclerenchyma tissue. Okay. So now next you have to study about. So this one already understood what is sclerenchyma. It is the third type of ground tissue. It is made up of cells which have thick wall, and the cells are closely packed. They are dead because nucleus is absent. They have no intercellular space present between them. The cell wall is thick due to the presence of a substance called lignin. And what is the function? It provides mechanical strength to the plant. And what is it made up of? It is made up of two types of cells. What are they? Fibers and sclerites. Now next we have to study about fibers and then sclerites. Okay, first one is fibers. Example of fibers, you can say cotton fiber and jute fiber. Okay, so what type of cells makes the fibers? Cells of fibers are, they are elongated or they are oval. You can write cells of fibers are elongated with pointed ends. Cells of fibers are elongated with pointed ends. Means the terminal part, the upper part and the lower part, it is pointed in case of fiber cells. Okay, like the diagram also you can draw, like this one is pointed here at the tip. Now again It is thick in the middle, pointed at the tip. This type of cell they have. Simple pits are also present like this. The pits are also there inside them. Okay, so they have got simple pits in their walls. Simple pits are present. Where they are present? In their cell walls. And what is the third point? That where it is found? It is found in the cortex and pericycle of stems. Stem, it is found in the stem. Which part of the stem? In the cortical region, in the pericycle part. When we study the TS, the arrangement of different types of cells present in the stem, in the cortical part and pericycle part of the stem it is found. It is found in the midrib. You know what is midrib? The middle vein of leaves. Midrib of leaves means this one. Look at the diagram. This one is called midrib. Okay? Midrib means mid vein also you have studied in lower classes. No? So in this place which type of tissue is found? Fibers are found. Sclerenchyma tissue. As well as in the xylem and phloem. In xylem also and phloem also the fibers are present. They are called xylem fibers and phloem fibers. So both of them are together known as conducting tissue. Okay. Now next one is, this one we have done. About the second one, that is example we have not done. Cotton and jute fibers. If it is asked what are the examples of fibers, the example is cotton and jute fibers. So what is fiber? It is the name given to the cells of sclerenchyma tissue. Cells of fibers are elongated, means lengthwise, it is long, with pointed ends. Pointed ends. Okay. They have simple pits which are present in their cell walls. Simple pits means the holes, tiny pores are present in their cell wall. And where it is found? It is found in the stem. Which part of the stem? Cortex and pericycle. It is also found in the midrib of leaves as well as in the xylem and phloem. Both of them are known as conducting tissue. Now if you look at, this is LS of fiber. LS of fiber diagram is there. I will show it. And TS of sclerite is also there. See the second type of cell. Like this, it is small oval spherical cell. Like just like amoeba, no? Yes, sclerite. Sclerite cell. Now next we have to do is TS of sclerite. Okay, this one, sclerite. Number B, the second type of cell of sclerenchyma is called sclerites. Now what type of? They are small spherical cell. Cells of sclerites are small, oval or irregular in shape. Cells of sclerites they are small, oval or irregular in shape. Okay, they do not have any nucleus also, and they have thick lignified walls with pits. Second characteristics here, right? You can write thick lignified means the cell wall is deposited with lignin already. Thick lignified wall with pits. Pits means the tiny pores which are present is found in sclerites. Then third, where it is found, in which places sclerites are present. It is present in the pulp of fruit, found in pulp of fruit, and seed coat also. It is found in the outermost covering of the seed, that is known as seed coat. They are found in the seed coat and pulp of fruit. So pulp means that the edible part of the fruit, and seed coat, you know, the outermost cover of the seed. because they are hard. So this hardness is provided by sclerites. And now the last point, that is, what are the functions? They provide a gritty texture and crunchiness to this part. They provide a gritty means hard texture. They provide a gritty texture and crunchiness to these parts. And diagram already I have drawn, just like amoeba irregular shape was there, like this I have drawn one. Irregular shape is also there because it is written the cells of sclerites are small, oval or irregular in shape. So today up to here only I will give the homework. You can do that in copy. And once again in the next class we can continue with the complex tissues, that is xylem and phloem. Thank you.